All right. Well, hey, everybody. It's Grim Green from GrimGreen.com back here today. Thank you so much for joining me again. Monday double feature. What I have to talk to you about today is this atomizer. This is the PhenotypeL atomizer, but it's not just going to be about this atomizer. It's going to be about building coils for a series box. I've got a couple of series devices now, and I want to show you guys how I build for series devices. Now, series devices are mods that take two 18650s and they're run in a different configuration than in parallel. So in parallel, you got both of your positives going up, and it's basically running at 3.7 volts. Series is where you have one going up and one going down, and you're getting double the voltage off of it. Sometimes 7.5 to 8 volts. So how do you build for that? Well, I'm going to show you. And in order to get to know this atomizer just a little bit better, and in order to build for a series box, what we're going to have to do is go up close, as we always do for a quick, short, uppy-closey time. All right, yeehaw. Well, let's spend a little bit of up-close and personal time with the PhenotypeL before we build on it. Now, the PhenotypeL is a cloud-chasing atomizer. Look how much airflow you have here. Look at all these slots, and you can adjust the airflow just like that. Do you see them all opened up now? You have all these slots right here, and you have this sort of Mutation X style airflow adjustment. It's angled like that so that you can open up any one of these and open it up halfway. Do you see that halfway right there? Halfway right there. I end up rocking it with either just one open or 1.5 open. For me, for the way that I vape, yeah, that's good. If you rock this all the way open, there's just no resistance. I mean, you can practically see through the thing. It's like breathing. But thankfully, they did include an airflow control ring that doesn't impede on the build deck, and you can adjust that airflow, close it down to how you like it. And like I said, I generally rock it with one. Now, it does come also with this very large rounded drip tip on there, and it does come with an adapter, so you can pop that on there and then pop whatever drip tip you want on there. I've just been using it with this because A, I like the way it looks, and B, this is actually really comfortable in my mouth, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but you know what? It's vaping. We say a lot of weird things, and this feels comfortable in my mouth. Let me pop this on my tab ohm checker, the 521 here. That's a look at the deck. Let's take a look at the deck. Two-post design, and as you can see, I have a pretty sweet Clapton coil in there right now that I really don't want to take out, but you gotta better the video. So we're gonna put a new build on this. I'm actually gonna try to save these Clapton coils. Two-post design right there. Decent little juice well. And these O-rings, how are these O-rings? Well, when I first got it, the O-rings were not great. They were not amazing. But Beyond Vape contacted me and said, we're shipping all the new phenotypes with new O-rings. I want to send you the new O-rings. So they sent me the new O-rings, and surprisingly, they're so much better. Before, I would put this on and the O-ring would go bleh out the bottom all the time. Now I can snap this on and pop it off with confidence. It's actually improved it quite a bit. Nice little O-rings on the bottom. Decent O-ring on the top. Never really had any issues. It kind of snaps in, and you can adjust your air flow if you so desire. Flathead screws on there, not those hex key grub screws, set screws. Flathead screws on there. So unfortunately, I have to say goodbye to my sweet ass Clapton coils. I'm going to take these out, and we're going to build for a series box. So you can see the post holes are rather big. I mean, this was designed for builders by a builder. So yeah, you're going to end up with big post holes right there. What we're going to be putting in there, 24 gauge. I don't think we should have a problem capturing any leads, but it's nice to have the big option like that for putting any whatever frame staples or Claptons you want to put in there. Like I said, we're going to be using 24 gauge, so I don't think we'll run into any problems. And what we're going to be using to build is this Coil Master Kit. Now, man, I got this and I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. Maybe I like it because there's a Twisted Messes sticker on there. But man, no, I really like this. I'm going to pop it open. Let's see what's on the inside. So it has basically everything you would need for building on the go. It comes with a little Kanthal. It comes with some okay scissors. It comes with these. Now these are for wrapping your coils around, and they're all numbered. Like this is a 2.5 millimeter right there, right? It goes from 1.5 to 3.5 millimeters, and it does, of course, come with a tiny blue screwdriver, which you'll never use. And it comes with your coil wrapping apparatus. I'm going to show you exactly how this works in a second. This coincides with these, which coincide with these for actually wrapping your coils, 3 millimeters or 2.5 millimeters. Over on the other side, you have all the tools you'll need. So you have a pair of ceramic tweezers, and these ceramic tweezers, really nice ceramic tweezers. Normal tweezers, really nice normal tweezers. You have a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, pliers, and wire cutters, all included in here. And so when I travel, it's not big at all. All I do is I take some wire and some cotton and I put it in here and I close it and I zip it up, and then we go. We travel. I throw this in my backpack and I travel with it all the time, everywhere. Not on a plane. You would have to check this if you're going on a plane, or you can't. I mean, they're not going to let you carry on scissors. They're not going to let you carry on. They're certainly not going to let you carry on this sharp flathead utensil screwdriver. So when you're flying, you do have to check this, but otherwise I travel everywhere with it, just for on-the-go tweaks and building and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is put a series build on this PhenotypeL. So what I'm going to do is grab the second to biggest rod. This is going to be 3.5 millimeters, and because we want to add resistance. What we want for a series build is a higher ohm build. I'm shooting for between 0.5 and 0.6 ohms. So we're going to use a 3.5 millimeter rod here, and we're going to find the 3.5 millimeter coil windy deal, and then we grab this out, and this is all we need from this kit right now to build our coil. This comes with a cap on top of it where you feed your wires through. This unscrews from the body, and you're going to be doing this a couple of times. The narrower part goes in, so when you put it in, you can see the number there on the bottom. Screw this back together, and then we're going to start winding some coils. So this has holes on both sides to hold your wire. If you're like me and you wrap over, then you're going to put it in this one. If you're anybody else, I guess, and you're going to wrap under, you're going to put it through this one. It can adjust to the way that you wrap. So I'm just going to put some wire in here. I'm going to hold this part down with my thumb, and I'm going to press it against the back. Just like that. Now you see we're starting to wrap a coil here. And then you take this, and you make sure it's on the 3.5 millimeter side, because this is a 3.5 millimeter thing, and you put it on like that. And you start with this little nubbin here, right here, behind your wire, right? So I'm going to do this on camera without whipping my camera with Kanthal. So what I'm going to be going for is a build that goes from this post to this post. I want it to be wide enough to span the posts and just fit in there. It's going to be, like I said, higher resistance. So what I generally do is I look at how far from there to there it is, and I'm going to build a coil that long. Sometimes it's 13 wraps, sometimes it's 14 wraps, depending on your millimeter of your post. I'm going to start off with 14 wraps and see how it looks. So this, remember this part, this nubbiny part, goes behind your wire. And all you do is twist. And that's one wrap right there. Ready? 2 wraps right there. 3 wraps right there. You see the coil happening? 4 wraps right there. 5 wraps right there, and then you just keep going until you're done, till your coil's built. So I got about 14 wraps on there now, and I'm just going to hold it up to my atomizer and see, dang, that's pretty close. I might put 14, 15, 16. I might do a 16 wrap. We'll put 16 wraps on here and then attach it. So once you got the number of wraps done, you're going to do, in this case it's 16. The easiest way to take this off of here, unscrew the base, pop the pin out, and pull this out, and all you're left with is delicious, beautiful 16 wrap contact coil right there. So what we need to do is make 2 of these, 2 16 wrap 24 gauge 3.5 millimeter coils. Alright, again, I'm going to be using this graduated tool, which has the, marks on this side, 3.5, 3, 2.5, 2, 1, 1.5, and those coincide here. Obviously, you can see these two get the most use, that 2 and 2.5. I did these at 3.5, so it's going to go all the way down on there. And I got my 2 leads going like this. Let's try to actually get this on the freaking atomizer. How about that? Goes in there fairly easy. The coil spans the distance of the post holes. So what I'm going to do, now that I have this in there and kind of positioned where I want it, I'm going to take this lead, I'm going to bend it that way. I'm going to take this lead, I'm going to bend it that way, so that when I pull this out, the whole coil kind of stays in place where you need it to go. Then that leaves you room on the other side to put your other coil in. Other coil goes in just like that, and then it's going to push your other coil out a little bit. So I like to, you know, hold these in place, hold these where they need to go, hold these where they need to be on the deck before you start screwing anything down. I'm going to take this out actually. I'm just going to hold my coils where they need to be. I'm going to spread these out like I did the other ones. Just like that. Hold this here. Pull this one to the side. Yeah, it's kind of shaping up. We can fiddle with this. This is workable. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold these 2 coils kind of in place where they need to be and then screw down those screws and keep them tight. Got those screwed down, and one thing that the Phenotype does, it's kind of what the dot mod did too, is when you're screwing down your screws, they tend to get a little grabby. So it's going to pull your lead in just a little bit. You can see this coil's kind of bending. It's kind of an arch there. It's because when I screwed this down, it kind of pulled that lead in there. Not to worry, we can still fiddle with these and get them exactly where they need to be. Now it's time to clip off all of these extra wires hanging around that we don't want anymore. So now that we got all those wires cut off, well, maybe not as flush as they should have been. Maybe we can clean that up a little bit. What we're going to do is get our tool back out and start moving our coils around to where they need to go, where they need to be. You can pull them out just a little bit from the leads. You can push them over just a little bit from the leads, just like that. That is already looking better. So we got our tool on here. We're going to be straightening these out, pushing them around where they need to be. Let's go over to this side. This one's kind of rocking at an angle right now. We're going to straighten it out, push it where it needs to be. Make sure these screws are nice and tight. Yeah, that's tight. Ready over here? Yeah, that's tight. So if we take a preliminary resistance reading, 0.34. Now that's a little low for a series box, but I think once we start glowing these, that resistance is going to go up. Now I've only just started fiddling with these, and this is a 3.7 volt, and so it's going to take a little while. While pressing that button, oh, you see them slowly glowing, slowly heating up. But this is a good way to do it. You glow them up, press them together, do some pinching, do some strumming on there if you need to. Now I've only just started fiddling with these, and they're already glowing, oh, just very, very evenly. Very, very evenly from the middle out. So let's cool these down real fast. And now that they're cool, we can check the resistance on them. 0.6. That is freaking perfect for a series box. 0.6. That's 16 wraps of Kanthal around a 3.5 millimeter post. It's perfect. These 2-post RDAs are fantastic for series box builds. And I already checked the tolerances. Nothing on here is going to, I can spin this freely. Nothing's hitting the coils. The airflow adjustment not hitting the coils in there. There's plenty of room in there. Now, well, we just have to wick it. All right, now that it's on a series box, you can kind of see how quickly they're actually supposed to heat up under that load of around 7.5 to 8 volts. Plenty of resistance there. They heat up, they glow evenly. I'm dying. I want to wick these and vape these so bad. It has been wicked. It has been juiced and vapors. Normal view. Normal view. So yeah, that's how you build a series style build. And that's just the way that I like to build for series boxes. If you have a favorite build, put it down in the description below. And this Coil Master kit is freaking awesome. Let me tell you how great this Coil Master kit is. I travel with this all over the place. Now, you can't bring this in your carry-on because it's got scissors and screwdrivers and clippers and pliers. I mean, you can't bring that in your carry-on, but you can check this, and I travel with this. I travel with this all the time. It has everything I need. It has little scissors. It has little easy ways to wrap coils. And honestly, for all my round wire builds, this is all I've been doing. This is all I've been using for every round wire build. So like straight 24, straight 22, straight 26. I've been using this little thing. And it's great. It produces really, really nice coils. You just put the wire on there and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, done. That's a coil. That's it. I have a coil and it's done. It's a done coil. I think it's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. I'll put a link in the description to where you can check it out. Are you going to need your vape budget hands though? Coil Master DIY Kit version 2, $50. $50, but this can be a home coil building thing. This can be a travel coil building thing. There's a spot right here. You pop this foam out. You can throw two 18650s in there. It has an ohm meter. It has everything you need. If you ever travel to vape meets, and I travel to a lot of vape meets, there's so many times where I wish I could just put a new build on here. I want to re-wick this. You can do that so super easily with this. I can't say enough good things about it. Even at $50, I personally would have no problem at all spending $50 on the Coil Master DIY kit version 2. I think it's just great. And if you're nice, maybe Kent will give you a Twisted Messes sticker. Throw a Twisted Messes sticker on there. Be cool like the cool kids. Man, since they sent me those upgraded O-rings, they just work so much better. You can feel it when you pull it off, and you can feel it when you push them on, and it just works a whole lot better. I've been using it with this weird, awkward, round drip tip just because I like it. I think it's really comfortable, and I don't have any drip tips, any other chuff caps that are like conical, like cones like this, and I think it's really, really comfortable. It's got just a world of airflow. If I open this up all the way, no, that's ridiculous. Clouds bro clouds, but it's not a flavor atomizer, it's a cloud atomizer. So the flavor's kind of, it just kind of goes away. And it's so airy. It's just, there's literally no resistance. There's no difference between breathing and breathing in through the atomizer with it fully open. So what I do, close it off. I close it off to one single little hole in there. Just one little hole. I get plenty of vapor, I get plenty of performance, and I get a little bit better flavor. The Phenotype isn't going to go down in history as being known as the atomizer that is a flavor atomizer at all, in any capacity. It's just a cloud atomizer. It was designed by a builder to be used by builders. It's got an airflow that doesn't impede on the deck. I mean, you can see the coils that I have in here. They are big and wide, and I can pop this on and I can pop the airflow on. No worries. Doesn't mess up my giant build I have in here. Doesn't impede on the build deck, and that's really the bonus for builders who are putting, fused Claptons or, stitched alien wire builds in there. That's the appeal, is big post holes and an airflow that doesn't impede on the deck. Now, one thing I didn't touch on in the uppy closey portion was the 510 pin on this. Now, it sticks out a bit. It's got an insulator around it, and it sticks out a bit. I've been using it on a hybrid connection. Obviously, this is a hybrid connection, and I've used it on other hybrid connections. I think if you're worried about it, don't use it on a hybrid connection. It sticks out. You can clearly look at it and see the pin sticking out. It should probably stick out a little bit more, but it sticks out enough to be on the safe side. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be using this on a hybrid right now. I feel, looking at that personally, I look at that and I go, I'm comfortable using that on a hybrid. Would I recommend everybody use it on a hybrid? It's just on that borderline of being good, but not quite enough. But whatever, I'm using it on a hybrid now, and that's how we're going to do it. So this is a series. This is the Noisy Cricket from Jabo Wismec, and it's a series box, so it's putting out 7.5 volts right now, and the build I have on here, which is 0.6 ohms, works really, really well. a lot of vapor, just a lot of performance. And when you're building for series, you want to range, you want to go higher. You want to be in the higher ohms area. That's why these 2-post designs are great. I did 16 wraps, 24 gauge Canthal on a 3mm post or screwdriver. Just set them in there, got them all glowing nice and evenly, and when you press the button, vapors happen. It's a nice vape. It's a nice, warm vape. It feels different than a parallel box with a super sub ohm on it. Like all my parallel boxes, it's like, 0.11 or 0.12. It's really low and it's really hot. It's a really hot vape. But when you put like a 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 on a series box, you get that same level, you get that same warmth, you get that same dense vapor. It's just a different experience, and it's a different way to build. I'm not saying that one's better than the other. I've just been getting a lot of series boxes lately, so I'm like, well, I need to have like a tried and true standard build that I do for these series boxes. And right now, anywhere between 14 and 16 wraps of 24 gauge on a 3mm works really well. It seems to work really well. Now, for your vape budget hands, yeah, dude, you're gonna need it for the Phenotype. This is an expensive atomizer. It's $70, man. It's a fine atomizer. I really, really enjoy this drip tip. I think I like that most about this atomizer. This is a cloud chasing builder's dream atomizer, and I don't build crazy builds, and I'm not really a super cloud chaser, so a lot of this is lost on me. It's a fine atomizer, but it's $70. Grrr, $70. IMO, that's on the higher end of atomizers. Even if it was like $50, you could see like, oh, well, that's $50. That's not bad. But $70 is a lot. It just is. It's just a lot of money. If you want a cloud chasing atomizer that you can put whatever build you want on it, PhenotypeL, bro. Do even clouds, bro. As I've been building crazier and sillier and crazier things, dual fuse clap-ins, stuff like this, I found the Phenotype to be very, very versatile and very, very easy to put these builds in. But that's what I got. That's what I got for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like this review, you're always more than welcome to join me here every Thursday and the rest of the Grim Army for Vlog Day. It's always just fun times. But that's what I got. Let me know in the description below what's your favorite building atomizer. What has good post holes, good airflow, doesn't impede on the deck. Let me know. How does it stack up to the PhenotypeL? These are questions to be asked. But that's what I got. Again, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And as always, yes, let's keep on vaping.
That's enough.